Uh, Man, all praise to the Most High. Um, to be able to come out and play this game, coach this group of kids, man, man, I'm just so grateful and thankful for the opportunity. As I told them in the locker room after the game, I thank them for holding me accountable because I got in a little rut tonight. I'm not gonna say why because I like keeping my little bit of funds in my pocket, but I got in a little rut tonight, and I had Selton, I think it was CY for sure. Hey, stay with us, coach. Stay with us. Stay with us. And a coach needs that sometimes, but that's just a testament to this program. It's a testament to this university, because as I tell them all the time, as the head coach, as the leader, I'm not above being corrected. I'm here to serve. I'm here to, be the example. And sometimes you know, I might get out of character. So I challenge them to push me and hold me accountable. But man, what a great game, man. That's a heck of a team right there. Man, I'm not like we gonna do it. Don't get me wrong. We're not scared, but I'm not looking forward to going up to the Queen City. But it's part of it. So hats off to them. But really proud of these guys. And see why I know he don't mind. But I'm gonna just brag on Selton for a second. Selton has been the model of consistency. And he's what I want in a player. Like any player we recruit, he's exactly what I want. What does that mean? Got ability, right? Can really play the game, understands how to play the game. But, anything you ask him to do, he does, right? At some point, I'm gonna get on a plane and I'm gonna go over to Angola and just hug his mom and dad because they did a great job of raising him. Because in a space in an environment where he can make things about himself, and complain or pout about coming off the bench, like man, that dude just came off the bench tonight, got 22, 13 for 14 from the line, and I mean, shoot, he was big time. So, really proud of him.
All right, we'll open up for questions for the players.
Selton, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to piggyback on this one. It's 5 a.m. in Angola. You think a lot of people were up watching the game?
The whole country.
Yeah, the whole country was watching it. Basically, to be honest, because it was ESPNU, so I sent the link and everybody was still there.
Yeah. And I asked both of you the other day, what would it be like to come into a packed house? That place was electric. Oof. Did you feel it?
Oh yeah. It was big time, and especially when we was down early, man. There was a big reason why we came back, man. That energy, that nonstop, unconditional energy, man. It was big time for us.
Yeah, we needed that one. We needed that because we ain't had that for a long time. This is my second year, so we needed that for sure. It definitely helped us.
But sorry, as far as the defense goes, they didn't score the last 5:07 of the game. Then you had an 11-0 run where they were scoreless for 450. I was just wondering if you talk about that as the game went on, how your defense picked up.
Yeah, like all season, that last part of the game, especially while we had this little consistent streak going, that last part of the game, man, we just take it to a whole nother level because we know that has nothing to do with talent. It's just whoever wants it more, and I guarantee you, as a group, we're going to want it more talent.
Just so you know, as a coach, I hate that. Because, they just wait. And it's let's just do it the whole game, right? Man, but I'll take it.
For either of you guys, I mean, there may not have been a more poetic justice in sport until Brandon Stroud's moment late in the game. Misses 2 free throws off the flagrant. He's kicking himself. He's down. And then you guys go right back to him on the ensuing possession. I mean, just what can you say about that sequence from 5?
So, if y'all don't know, I've been playing with B-Stroud since high school. And I know I never really worry about him responding because there's one thing B-Stroud, no matter how bad it's going to get, he might be down on himself. But it's one thing, he going to give you a heart. He going to play his heart out regardless. So I was mad he missed the free throw. Not mad, but...
You were mad. It's okay to say that.
I was, unpleased. They missed the free throws, but I didn't really worry because I know he wasn't going to let nobody score. He was going to make a big-time play for us to win the game because I've seen it way too many times, sadly. But I've seen him miss free throws and then make the defensive steal, the defensive rebound to win the game. So I knew he was going to come up big time somehow.
Coach, how important is this victory? 16-5, first time in program's history, 9-1 in the conference. How important is it, this win for your program this year?
It's really important. Not because it gives us first, possession of first place on February 7th now. But it's important because as a good friend of mine, a guy named Fred Cordovan, I coached his son at my last stop. He's the operations guy at another institution. He sent me a little graphic the other day about grit. And in the acronym, it was growth requires inner toughness, right? And I said, man, I like that. And so it's not just about this team. It's like we're talking about a program. I talk about program with these guys more than anything. Like when it's all said and done and they're playing professionally somewhere and sending me a whole bunch of gear, from wherever they are, they're still a part of this program. Just like Charlie Bradley, Radinko Dobris is still a part of this program. I love seeing Coach Pasco out of there. He's still a part of this program, right? And so it was important because we need to go through games like that to build that grit, that inner toughness that it takes to be a championship team. You don't just get it by showing up, and things being easy.
Gritty, not pretty. With the win, do you finally think that you're going to get some national media respect after this big-time victory over the 49ers?
Y'all gonna think it's coach speak, but I really don't care. Somebody will say something, but like think about this. Those two teams that just played tonight, one was picked 13th in the preseason, the other was picked 9th. This league is a bear, right? It is a bear, and it's a lot of really good players and some dang good coaches. And so I care that President Red Law is proud of her men's basketball team. I care that AD Michael Kelly is proud of his basketball team and the product we're putting out on the court. Because again, we're Tampa Bay's home for hoops, right? We're not only the collegiate team, we're the pro team. So I want them to care. What people outside of, our university think, cool, but I want, that. I'm sorry.
Any more questions for the players?
That's why I looked at him, just so you know first. I looked at him like.
So Chris came in and he's experienced success. You're in uncharted waters. What's it feel like to be a winner? Yeah, that was a tough one. But,
Yeah, for sure. It's a good one. Of course, I came from Kansas State. Things didn't go well. Last year, things didn't go well. So, feels pretty good. Just being with a bunch of guys that been winners before, been in a tournament before. So, just trying to experience that and trying to grow with them every day. So, that's been special.
Selton, what about your ability to find the dribble drive out there and you make 13 or 14 free throws based on the fact that you're, pretty much on every possession?
Just keep trusting my work. Feel like Coach just said, go downhill, make the right play. That's what I was doing.
This one's for either one of you. If you look back at the recent slate of games, do you guys embrace the second half team?
That's funny.
You better answer this right.
I don't know how to answer, but anyways, we were just talking about this the other day in the locker room. Like we was joking about it, but I was like, man, these pads, this little streak we got going on, like, why we always dig down in the second half? We always put us up in a hole and then make us respond. But we'll take it. We'll take it. Ugly wins over pretty losses any day.
Can I jump in, Chad? I don't want to get nobody in trouble. My older brother, his college coach, his guy's name was Todd Bozeman. Todd Bozeman, man, he had this great saying, and when I think about it now, like, man, Coach Bozeman was 29. I couldn't even imagine being 29, leading the team to the Sweet 16, all that stuff. But he had this saying. He would always say to his guys, "You can't wait to get down for your pride to come out." And that's like, I feel like at times, not that we wait to get down for our pride to come out, but it's like we were just talking about this the other day in practice. If we played the last 10 minutes of a first half the way we play the last 10 minutes of a second half when we're down or when it's a close game, man, we'd be awesome. Well, I mean, we're a good team now, but I mean, we would be elite. But that's part of growing. That's part of getting better. Is understanding that. Is understanding how to play the game at all times.
Coach,
Yes,
I
sir.
want to piggyback on that last question.
Mm-hmm.
This has been your MO all year. Get down, hang around, play defense, stick around to the last 2 or 3 minutes, make a couple free throws. You've only led for 29 seconds, but it was the last 29 seconds. That would give me gray hair. Now, I can't say you're gonna get gray hair,
No.
but, you know, what? But I had to get just for men here, surely, huh?
No, I'm a rock the gray, Leo. I'm good with it.
That makes your tournament, it makes your tournament tested. Yeah, but you
No.
wanna try to get a little bit easier, don't you?
I want to, as I've said to you guys before, I don't want to be the hot team. I want to be the consistent team. Now, you can say, yeah, you're consistently getting behind and battling back. But, again, we have this, we're really gifted offensively, like just individually, not me coaching X's and O's, right? But, like guys that they can make plays for themselves, they can make plays for others. But what happens with that sometimes is, them dudes just be out there hooping sometimes. And I'm like, hey, man, it's like when we were at North Texas the other day, we were up, I want to say we were up 10 or 15. I can't remember how much it was. With the first 15 minutes of the half. But the last 5 minutes of the half, because we had such a big lead, man, them dudes is just out there hooping. So when we show them on tape, it's like, why is that a good shot? Like, and we make them tell us, and so I say all of that to say we have to get to a point where we can be consistent throughout the 40 minutes. Because what happens is, and you guys know this, when the tournament, right, yeah, you have teams that make comebacks, but you don't want to be on the other side of that comeback. Like, I still feel bad to this day. We won, but like being at A&M in 8 and 16, we come back from 12 down with 44 seconds left to beat Northern Iowa in double overtime. I mean, I felt terrible for those kids, right? But that's what happens in the tournament if you're not consistent. Now, they had some stuff. The guy who normally took the ball out for him was hurt, fouled out or something. But again, we got to become more consistent, and not just. I don't want to get too far ahead and keep talking about the 4-letter tournament because, man, we want to win the AAC tournament. We want to win the AAC regular season, and we in order to do that, we have to be able to play 40 minutes of consistent basketball.
You talk about North Texas. Do you think that matchup prepared you for the matchup tonight? Because they kind of play the same type of basketball, if you will, slow it down, guard on the perimeter. Do you feel like that matchup with North Texas prepared you tonight?
It definitely prepared us. This league prepares you, okay? I don't know, like I know Kim Palm and Net and all that stuff, but like, man, look, you can do it. You can talk about them numbers all you want. Man, this league is a bear. It is a bear. And it definitely prepared us, but where it was different was North Texas, they make you guard, but they were kind of similar to us to where they had guys that could just go make a play for themselves and their teammates. Whereas, like, man, their offense, that Princeton offense, you hate preparing for it because you can never quite prepare for what they do every day, but then they also have guys like Milicic and Jack. Man, them dudes, and they are dudes. I mean, it was a reason why one was at Wazoo and the other was at Virginia. But you know what? I like the guys that are at South Florida and be about us.
On another side of consistency, the students and the SoFlo Rodeo is really showing up, showing out. How does that feel to you that they love you and the team?
I love them. I do. I mean, I love my wife and I love my kids, but I love SoFlo. I love Her the Thunder. I love our students, man. Like, let me tell you guys, I think this is really important to say. This is really cool. So, what's today? Tuesday. So yesterday. No, was it Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
Was it Starbucks? It was Tuesday. So Tuesday,
No, it's-
Oh, okay.
It was Monday today.
Yes, Monday. Well, no, Chad. Today's Wednesday. That's what
It was
got.
Monday, yesterday
But
was Tuesday.
yeah, I know. But today it's Wednesday right now. But Jackie Grant and I came up with this little plan to, go buy coffee for the students, and so we were over there from about 11 to 11:30, and I mean it was a good turnout. But what was so cool was like as the students came through the line, they were like, "Thank you so much for this." But what was even cooler was like they got whatever they ordered and they came back and said, "Coach, thank you so much." Man, like that just speaks volumes about our university. It speaks volumes about the kids that we have on campus. Like most kids these days, they would have took their drink and they would have been out of there. They didn't have to come back and say thank you a second time. So just their appreciation for that was really cool. But their appreciation for a coach who embraces them, man, is really cool. A team that embraces them is really cool. They will be a huge part of our success because to have a real home court advantage, like we won that game tonight. Yeah, we made some plays, but man, those students didn't leave when we were down 15. They stayed, and their energy, it wasn't good, and their energy wasn't even great. That energy was elite, guys. All right, so I'm gonna be at Starbucks again tomorrow.
Coach, Brandon Stroud, I mean, may not fill up the box score every night,
No.
but defense has been, one of your best defenders on the team so far this season. Has made big shots when it matters. Tonight, down to misses the free throws,
Yeah.
come back, makes a shot, gives you a thumbs up at the end of it.
Yep.
What can you say about that sequence and what he's been brought to the table?
I can't take credit for that. Most people say, well, he played for you for yeah. But you guys got to meet his dad, Derek. You guys got to meet his mom, Christy. You got to meet his high school coach, Coach Maxwell. Man, as Brandon would say, man, yeah, you coach me hard. You ain't nothing compared to Coach Maxwell, though, and that says a lot because I'm on him. But Brandon is always a kid that no matter, like he always has this next play mentality. Like, he's the one that's telling me when I'm on the referees, Coach, man, stay with us, lead them alone. Come on, man, next play. And I need that, right? Because I get caught up in that. Sometimes I want to fight for my guys, because I feel like at times, sometimes people come in with the mindset of, oh, it's just South Florida. Yeah, this ain't the same old South Florida, right? Like this is a different South Florida. This is a new and improved South Florida. And we're going to be a meaningful ball game. So I need people to change their mindset and we're going to continue to earn the respect. And so, yeah, like he's just always been that guy. Even, when, at our last stop, he was that same guy. Now, his freshman year, he'll tell you I was hard on him because he has so much just untapped, it's a scary word, but untapped potential that he still hadn't got to where he's going to be, and he will, trust me.
Coach, you've had some great performances from prior this year.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, he wasn't, a huge part of the game. You could tell he was on the bench and trying to keep you guys into it, but you just had so many contributions from different players tonight. It wasn't just on the
Yeah.
point side, steals,
Yeah.
scores, rebounds. What's that say about your club where even when one of your big guns is really not firing on all cylinders, like other guys step up?
I just think it says that we're a really deep team, balanced team, and just as proud of Selton Miguel, I'm just as proud as Corey Walker, right? And I give a lot of credit to Coach Gregory, like he had those guys for a few years, and it's not an easy thing to, have a coaching change. But like, man, those guys, all they've done is everything we've asked them to do. And Corey's last 3 games, really 4 games, going back, might be more than that. I can't remember. I get lost, guys, in the season. But I thought his minutes at Temple were big time. I thought his minutes against UTSA were good, but then when we went on the road, his minutes against ECU were elite, and his minutes at North Texas, his defense at North Texas, won us that game, right? He gets a big-time block late in the game, switching onto a guard, and he stays down the stands, disciplined. He was really good. So I thought Corey Walker and Sam Hines Jr., I thought their minutes changed the complexion of the game tonight.
Yeah, going against Jackson there too.
Yeah.
Underside, giving
Yeah.
up some size there.
Yeah.
Getting underneath him, low
Yeah.
gravity seemed to pay
Yeah.
off big time.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, Jackson only had one basket the last 15.
Right. Yeah.
I was curious if you had anything, you drew up, or if that was just your kids.
Well, no, it was really, I thought it was just our kids competing. But what we did do is we started doubling, right, and showing the double just to get it out of his hands. And man, that kid is a good player, and I love to be. I always like to be able to guard the post one-on-one. That way, if you basically taking away their opportunity to get paint touch threes. You take them away. And right now we're playing somewhat of an untraditional guy at the 5. Like, he's tall, but from a weight stand, he's giving up, 30, 40 pounds to some of these guys. But I thought Casey Pryor, he's battled, he's done a good job. Tonight, it just wasn't his night. But I loved his energy on the bench. I thought he was a great teammate on the bench. And that's what it's about.
Coach, your mascot is Rocky.
Rocky.
Your team's starting to remind me of Rocky. You're taking a lot of body blows early, but you're standing in there. How hard is it to sit there and watch? You get down, but you don't quit. That's got to be really.
No,
it's disconcerting and helpful at the same, isn't it?
It's. I think any coach would tell you this: that you want your team to be a reflection of you. And I had really good. I always said I'm so fortunate, man. I was brought up and raised in this business the right way, and so when I'm over there, like if you'd have saw me 4 years ago, my wife would be like, "Yeah, you guys don't want to know that dude," but I wasn't the same. But I just always think about Billy Kennedy, my college coach, and he also gave me my start in the business, and it wouldn't matter. Like, we could be down 20, and, man, he'd just be standing over there with his arms folded, and he'd be talking about next play, next play, next play. And when I think back on it, the number of times that we were able to come back and win games, it was because he never got too high, he never got too low, he just stayed consistent. And I think that's what our team does, because I've grown, and I've just kind of stayed here. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just coach the game, focus on you guys.
Coach, is there something specifically that you said at halftime when your team was down by double digits that you can share with us?
No, I just told them 2 things. I said, man, like, we've got to be who we are, And that's like, again, guys, I don't blame them, okay, because nationally televised game, ESPN2, for first place in the league, naturally you want to be the guy that shines, right? Well, it's counterproductive for who we are as a team, because we want to be balanced. Man, it's crazy. I think this is the first game, I'm almost sure this is the first game we've won where we've only had 3 guys in double figures, right? And so if we can get that 4th guy in double figures, I'll always like our chances, And I know Brandon's probably kicking himself because he's like, man, if I would have just made 3 free throws, I would have been in double figures. But, that's part of it. Before we go, hey, I hope everybody understands how special that little number 0 is. Man, he is a dude. To be able to get that steal he got and go finish, that may have been the play of the game, right? Like, and he got coached hard in the first half, and he responded, right? That shows me the growth he's had, because we had one of those games earlier in the year, and it's like, God dang, Jay, come on, man. But, man, that steal, to have the confidence to go for that steal then, man, we're fortunate, guys.
Coach, my last question, and thank you for your time tonight.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Coaches and players are notoriously, when you win 8 in a row, you like to do the same thing. I probably should ask your wife, are you doing it special, same tie, same suit, anything, or just You don't believe in that stuff?
No, I change it up. You know, the only thing I do that's probably the same as every game day. I've done this, I think, for the last two years or so. My dad, William Abdurrahim, he passed away a few years ago. But I got a voicemail. It's about a minute and a half left. Oh, it's like a minute and a half voicemail. He would just call you, and like he'd have a whole conversation with you on voicemail. And so, like I say that voicemail, and I listen to it every game day, because in that voicemail, the voicemail was left. I want to say, I can't remember the exact date, but it was after my first game as coaching as a head coach. We were at Kennesaw, and we went out to Creighton. We had to bring in a lot of money, but anyway, and he in the voicemail he was just talking. He was saying, "Hey man, yeah, that's the first one, but I can see you in some years. I can see you in some years, man. They belong to you, you know." He said, "So keep, you done been there before. You know what to do." And the reason why I always start my pressers off with it is because he always talks about keeping God. He in the voicemail, he keep God first, give him the praise. And as I said to somebody the other day, I can't remember who it was, they asked me, you know, as a coach, you know, and I said, look, before anything, I'm the son of William Abdurrahim and Deborah Hester. You know, I want to make, you know, the university proud, A.D. Kelly, President Law, but I'm 42 years old, and if I get out of line, my mom will still call me and be like, "Boy," and I'm like, "Mom, I'm a man. Boy, you are not too old." So I want to make my parents proud, you know, and that's me.
Coach, any extra inspiration tonight? Because Coach Golish is out there in the crowd. He's always talking about process with his football
For sure.
team. You talk about grit. You guys have a conversation, trade notes or something?
Oh, always. But the best was this. This was the best. You guys will love this. So yesterday, I'm sitting at the desk writing up notes for practice, and I get a FaceTime, right? And my hats, like I wear these little hats, it's from the for the Bay Clothing Company. Coach Golish, like I would see his hats. I'm like, "Yo, where you get that hat from?" He said, "Man, I got you. Don't worry about it." Well, anyway, he FaceTimes me, and he goes, "Hey, Bear, you know, wants to come to the game. Bear's his son. Wants to come to the game tomorrow, but it's late. Like he's wondering, can you write him a note so he can miss the first 3 periods of school?" All right, and I'm like, I got him, but then I go, wait, you know, his son, my daughters, they go to the same school. I'm like, "Hey man, it's late start tomorrow." That's right, it's late start. We're good, right? And it was cool. So, but yeah, me and Coach, man, we talk a good bit. Sometimes it's just through text, you know, and I get whenever we went on the road, I'll always get a "yes sir," you know, just like when they won, I would always text them like, "That's what it's about." I was at one game, I can't remember which game it was, but man, I took a picture of his sideline because, you know, when you're in year one, yeah, you want to win games, but those little things matter, like that go into your culture. And I took a picture of his sideline, and I just said, "Hey man, like I don't know what, like if this, but like man, this is elite because them dudes were, you know, they were linked up, they were connected, they were ready to go." So, and I think most they need to hear that, you know, because sometimes we get so caught up in the wins, the losses, or the process of it that you kind of miss those things here and there. But when you see that, it's a big deal. It's just like Jess Larson and Joel and Rome are academic liaisons. Man, that's why I was telling Chris, we hadn't had any daily positives in a couple of days. And those are important to us because you got to be intentional to get those daily positives, right? But, you know, she just texted me the other day, and she just said, "I want you to know, like, hey, Corey stayed 20 extra minutes in study hall to make sure he got, you know, whatever work or test done." And it doesn't shock me because, man, the dude is playing his butt off. His habits are matching up. You know, his habits are consistent, you know, on and off the court.
Anything else for Coach, guys?
One more. What does it mean to
Wake up, dude.
to recreate history at such a high level this season?
I promise you this is not coach speak. I leave that right now for you guys. I leave it for the people. Like, I'm so focused on finishing the job, right? But it does make me happy to see that our fans are happy. It does that does make me happy. But I want to win big. I want to win big, and I'll reflect at some point, when the season's over. But all I know is I love that motorcade, going to the gym for shoot around. I just really enjoy it, And I want Selton Miguel to have that same feeling. I want Corey Walker to have that feeling. I want these guys to share in an experience that will bond them for a lifetime.